Good afternoon. Well, I had intended to make a video either going to the pool or coming back from the pool. That never happened. Because when I left the house, well, I was sort of in a hurry. And I was a bit behind my schedule. Okay? My schedule. I don't know what that meant. So I wasn't where I wanted to be on the road. You're going to run me over one of these days, Floyd. So I got to the end of the street, and there was a guy guarding the manhole, which was open. And so I had to be careful driving around him. Then I got to the next intersection at the corner of the school yard, turned right, went down the street, and at the bottom of the street, I see at the end of the street that there's some sign and all the cars are turning. So now at this point, it's too late for me to turn off anywhere because they're not letting me turn left at the bottom of the street. So I can't turn left. I'm not going to do a U-E when there are people turning left on the road there. So I go right, and I go right around and right around and right around and back to the end of my street. I drive past the guy who's guarding the manhole. I sort of give him a big face at him as I drive by him for the second time in 5 minutes. And go on to the main street and go to the pool via that way. So, I mean, at this point, I'm very annoyed. Before I left, I sent a text to my daughter that a local farmer, entrepreneur, who she used to work for, in the summers, she used to pick corn for him. Oh no, she used to sell corn for him. She actually worked under the table for him and saved up enough money for her first laptop. And that's a Mac laptop, so that's pretty darn good. So she worked for him for a couple of years in the summers because she had trouble finding work at that point. And she found other work and things moved on, and but he was a weird, crotchety, cranky, strange local guy who'd been around forever. And I let her know that he had died. But that was a text, right? So as I'm on the road, and I also asked her how she was because my son yesterday had told me that he was sick and that she had gotten that same sickness, which we figured they both picked up from the kids at the brunch. Because they had a flu. Not the flu, but like a stomach flu over Christmas. And had just gotten over it. And we're still fairly quiet. And my kids are fairly good with kids. So they would have interacted with those kids much more than I did. Even though I did have one guy on my lap. It's just that they're closer to them. And anyway, they were both suffering from this 24-hour flu, which we discovered pretty much as we were chatting that it was a 24-hour flu because she was getting over it. Yes. So anyway, I did not talk to her while I was on the road. I saw her text at the bottom of the road when the light hit the lights. She had asked me when he died. And I told her, and that was it. Went swimming. It was a good swim. I felt very competent. Then when I got back out of the pool and back in the car, I texted back with her back and forth, but I never found that Wi-Fi spot again. City of Cambridge Wi-Fi? No. It's somewhere in the ether, but I don't know where I found it for that brief time the other day. But you're lucky, Andy, to find all sorts of free Wi-Fi around Vancouver Island, because in Cambridge, City of Cambridge, it's not that obvious. So now I'm having lunch. Tomatoes, nuts, cucumber, mushroom, and a piece of toast. Maybe I'll snack at something later on, but right now, I don't feel like it. So that's where I am. I had the radio on louder, but they were talking about depressing things. People's last words before they die of cancer. Interesting, but I didn't want to be listening to that over lunch. What else were doing? There was something interesting. Oh, before they were talking about how to take criticism, or how to how people give and take criticism, which was kind of interesting. Whether it be in your family, I guess they were talking about, this being a prime time for family disputes and stuff, or in the workplace. Oh, that was interesting. More interesting than people dying of cancer. And I'm reading the paper. Maybe I should get back to that crossword. It's at the back. On the back? Yeah, there it is. Every day they have crossword. It's a challenge crossword. You can either answer the cryptic clues or the quick clues. I hate the cryptic clues, so I answer the quick clues. Doesn't seem that my husband has taken up the... He does that later on. What, Floyd? What ho? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on the crossword, then get back to work. Ta for now.